You don't know the power of the dark side. You're not the only one cursed with knowledge. Chillin with Villains podcast.
Bro, imagine like walking down the street after this whole quarantine is over and doing that, like Ariel's type of year. Like, yeah.
It's a year like Chris Brown.
And I think I say, yeah.
Chill, don't give him any ideas. He's going to see this and then take it and not give us credit.
Yeah, it's gonna be year 3 times instead of yeah 3 times.
What is good, everyone? It is Steve Brown, Steve Jobs mixed with Steve Austin, and Dr. Manhattan, the Bronx. October's very own. And look upon my works. I am Ozymandias, here joined by the king of FIFA, reporting live from the Phantom Zone, the Gustoso of the Lost Borough, founder of the Zach Vengers, Clown Prince, and welcoming back, esteemed guest, the only mutant in Westchester, leaving you in the dust with his M3 spaceship, Bender of Metal, and Oscar winner for Best Extra in a Motion Picture, Mr. Overtime, Magneto. Welcome back to the show, sir.
Yeah.
And all the way from Troy Hills, New Jersey,
Troy Hills.
I'll fuck with that.
president of the Boston Celtics, DC correspondent, king of the Gulag. You do not 1v1 him. My rival in debate, Zoom. Welcome, gentlemen. Welcome, everyone.
Hello.
You are chilling with villains. Shout out to our essential workers, anybody who has to go to work and
Yes.
still be at work while Earth is closed. And yeah, y'all, what's
Well,
good?
Today. Yeah. Nothing much, man. Another week of not knowing what day it is, what time it is, or even caring. Because I know I'm going to do the same shit all over again, like the next day. But we have 2 celebrations today, y'all. Today marks the 12th anniversary of
Oh, yeah.
Iron Man, the movie
Let's
that did it all.
go.
A big round of applause.
Yes, for that.
I'm even doing gunshots with that.
For what?
What? No, nobody taking shots at anybody.
Ah, fuck that. Iron Man.
Iron Man.
Rest in peace.
But no G.
Black-
Like I was thinking about it, and it's kind of crazy, right? Like, what if that movie was like received poorly, or like didn't make enough money? We
Yeah.
wouldn't be doing what we're doing right now. I feel like if it wasn't for the MCU,
Oh,
things would be a lot different for like the superhero genre.
yeah,
Absolutely.
that's true. Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
Damn, you
I-
sound like a Marvel fanboy right now.
I know, right? Damn. Let me
But
see
he's
that
not-
check,
but
bro.
he's not
Let me see
wrong.
that
I
check.
not wrong,
I
though.
gotta give respect where it's due.
Yeah, he's not
Like
wrong.
no one will ever do this again. Like the Infinity.
How much they
Saga-
pay you?
Huh?
How much they pay you?
Yo, I'm not gonna front Kevin. You feel me? That's why there was Mike.
He just Venmoed him right now.
So I told him I was
Let
like,
me
hold on.
check
give
his
me a second.
account, bro.
Yeah.
But so we got that to celebrate, and we also got Black Adam's birthday today. Dwayne the Rock, the Pebble Johnson.
The pebble.
So the pebble.
Yes.
Happy birthday!
¿Qué clase de falta de respeto eso?
My bad. Yo, shout out to DJ. Like,
Yo, de lo mío personal, bro.
probably the most well-known human being on the planet right now. I
That
think
guy makes 5 movies a year.
right,
At
and like
least.
produces 30 other shows on the side,
Yeah, exactly.
and then like shows up on Monday Night Raw like once a month.
And never looks tired. I
Yeah,
have never
never.
seen.
Always like
I have
energetic.
never
like,
seen The Rock look tired, bro. He's always just like, "Hey everyone, how's everyone doing? always keep a good perspective on life, guys. I'm gonna eat 40 pancakes. See ya.
For my
Focus.
Sunday cheat day.
But nah, shout out to him. Happy birthday, Taurus gang, Bull gang. My shit's in a couple of days, so I'm getting kind of excited. LeBron
Yeah,
here.
can't wait to do nothing.
Yeah, your
Exactly.
birthday's canceled, bro.
I know.
Ew.
It's postponed. It's
I love how
postponed.
these past couple of years, everybody's been getting canceled on social media, and now our birthdays are
Everybody's
canceled.
canceled.
Everyone's canceled.
The whole fucking planet's canceled.
Oh man, but yeah, guys. So, is there any news that broke?
Let's
Iris
see. I think
West.
it was, that is a rumor, a very, very big.
It's a rumor that's been going around a lot.
That's
That
a
Iris West is going to be recast in the movies,
movie, yeah.
in the
DK.
in the movie universe, and so instead of Kirstie Clemens, it'd be somebody else, but they don't know.
You know what
She
I
wasn't
love?
really ever in it, was she?
Not really.
Yeah, exactly.
She never made her debut on screen.
Debut on Justice League. It got deleted.
It got
I got cut.
Released Snyder cut. No.
Can't go without one podcast.
never.
Never. Not until they release it. And even then, even afterwards, I'll be like, release the other shit that he was supposed to make. Well, nah, that's OD. But the funny thing is like I have like we made a post on it today, like, oh, who would you, if the rumors are true, who would you cast? And then I have people in the comments that are already saying like, oh, like, yeah, might as well since they're already recasting Barry. I'm like, when was this official? Like, I hate when shit breaks out, like, because Ezra did the rock bottom on the shawty, whatever. We've been talking about this for quite some time now.
He did the people's elbow.
Yeah, and then
Tell him it was not the
everyone-
people's
everyone's
elbow.
Everyone's already like, oh yeah, so like he's getting recasted. Like they're already looking like, no, they're not. They just pushed the date up, so they're not recasting him. I don't think
they should.
I
I
can't.
do.
Nah, just fucking leave him. For what? What are we recasting him for?
Because he
Backlash?
chokeslammed the girl.
Yeah, like
We don't know the
I mean,
full side of the story. We don't know what
it
happened.
don't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but what he
If
did
if
was
the other side of
stupid.
the story was okay, they would have said something by now. You don't think Warner Brothers has reached out to Ezra about this already?
And they're probably like, yo, dude, that wasn't cool. But we start shooting after this whole corona.
They went like
thing
this.
was
They went like this.
That's
to
my
him.
point, though. That's my
Don't do
point.
that. That's bad.
Yeah,
Don't do that.
Bad boy.
Whatever.
that's my
Ezra.
point, though. It's
Put
not
you
Could
good.
care
in
less.
Crisis on Infinite Earths. Bad boy.
That's not good, dude. That's not good.
As long as he don't run like an idiot, like Justice League. I'm
Oh
chilling.
my goodness.
Nah, I'm 100% with him on that. But that is the only real news that's really dropped.
All
Other
right.
than that, the only other thing is the Rise of Skywalker is going to be on May the 4th be with you this Monday. They're going to put it on Disney Plus. They're putting that Mandalorian documentary on there.
Lit.
It is the series finale of Clone Wars. So big day for Star Wars fans. And that should do it. Oh, well, yesterday should have been the release of Black Widow, and we should have probably all been
Rip.
at the theater,
Right,
right?
yeah, by
as
now
we
we
speak.
would already had that podcast out and all that, man. But
So, and in another universe, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 was originally planned for this day as well. If y'all remember, like the very
how many parallel universes have we passed through already?
Right.
Yeah.
And we
Date
ended up in
changes.
this fucking.
Yeah, I know. We ended up in this
Shithole.
one. Iron Man's dead, and we can't leave our house.
Iron Man's dead and we can't leave our houses. Exactly. But yeah, so we're here today to talk about Thor, the very first Thor movie.
Thor.
So
Yes.
Say it like that. Like, Thor.
what's
Thor.
up?
So who saw it first?
I think
Besides
you did.
me.
I saw it. Yeah, I saw it Sunday. Last week, Sunday.
All right. So you will go first, sir, and then I like to go last because like I watched the director's commentary, so I could give you
Right,
guys
so
some
you know the
insight.
most. You're
So
good at
basically,
knowledge.
what you're saying is you're
We're
better.
dumb. We're dumb, is what he's saying.
What I'm saying is just that I don't want to say something that might skew your judgment. That's all.
Yo,
So he's better.
Because yeah,
Right.
so
He's better.
He's like-
he's
He's
so
jotting down the
profound, so
notes.
moving.
He's jotting down what we're saying, and he's like,
He's
Let me
dumbass.
fact
Wait till they hear me.
right. And then he adds those like little breaks in between. Oh yeah, guys, let's go to half.
Let's take a break.
Yeah, it's
Take
like,
a break so these guys can catch
so I
up.
can fucking roast you, bitch. All right, nah. Since I'm going first, I'm just gonna say it. It's the best Thor movie.
You can't say that because you've never stayed awake during the fucking second one.
That is also very true. So I retract my statement until next week. Uh, but okay, I am gonna actually retract it though because I feel like I need to watch
Alright.
Ragnarok again because it's been a minute since I watched Ragnarok. But my main thing about this movie, and not really about the movie itself, just overall like the overall hate that it gets, and the overall, when Ragnarok became a complete just comedy fest. This movie was funny. Like there was some really good funny moments. Like I don't know where people were like, "Oh, this shit is dark as fuck."
Well, if you compare it to Ragnarok,
It's a bit
Definitely not
way more
dark.
serious.
Anything's dark compared to fucking Ragnarok.
Yeah.
I mean, I think saying it's dark is a stretch.
Oh no,
Right. Like
no,
I don't,
absolutely.
but that's the thing. They went with the director like Waititi so that we can get a more lighthearted Thor. But he was very lighthearted in this movie. And I like that aspect mixed with all the seriousness. So like all the Odin scenes to me were phenomenal. Like Anthony Hopkins is a fucking
Yeah,
living
he's great.
legend.
Come on, bro. Come on, fam.
Like the scene where they're yelling at one another, like "You're a stupid, foolish boy."
Yo,
Like, you're
that
an
scene.
old, like
You're an old man and a
old
fool.
fucking dickhead. Like,
Yo, dad.
dickhead,
Yo, dad.
suck my dick from the back.
like yeah, just got
We're
mad.
gonna, every movie like any character that yells at each other, we're just gonna reenact it like if they were from New York.
Like Anthony, like Odin just claps back. It's like "fuck you say," like just
What
starts.
you
fucking-
say? Yo, that ass. Go to Earth. That's it. That's it.
That's basically in a nutshell what happened.
A Yankee fitted just starts materializing as the crown. That's Loki's crown. Like he's sitting on there with like Tim's on
He's like,
instead of that long ass horned helmet and shit. He's like, "You're."
that was dope. Now you know what's funny about that though is in Ragnarok, that's low key what happened. Like they got put in New York City, so it's just like, that's funny you point that out. But no, like the tone, I thought the tone was great. Like it had that seriousness to it that you want from a comic book movie, but it had those lighthearted moments. Him taking the drink and be like, "Oh, this shit is fire," and then fucking just smashing it down. People are like, "Yo, what the fuck?" And he's like, "What?" He's like, "That shit was good. Like, give me another." So like scenes like that, I really appreciate it, and I also appreciated the overall just arc in the movie itself because you see like Thor develop, and I thought they did a great job with that. You see him being an asshole, greedy asshole, just wanting to fight and show his dominance. Cause
Yeah.
after
He was a
watching
spoiled
this
child
movie,
in that
after this
beginning.
watching this movie, like I'm just like, I am really upset what they did to him in Endgame. Like all jokes aside, it's
Look
funny.
Oh
at
my god, bro.
Yo,
not
it's
you.
Look
Not you.
But it's just like to me, it's like, yo, like, because I was watching it with my sister, and she was like, "Yo, this man is OP." I'm like, "Yeah."
From Thor 1? You said that?
Yes. No, my sister said that. But I'm saying, yeah, dude. There's scenes.
Bro,
in there.
a taser gun knocked him out.
He didn't have. His,
like when he had his powers.
He was
that's what I'm saying, and
he was
that's
stripped of his
I don't get that.
godliness.
I
He
don't
was
get
stripped
that,
of
by
his
the
god-
way.
Oi,
why don't you get it?
no te
So he
explico ahorita.
was-
I got
so
you
he-
later, bro.
So he was stripped of his powers.
Yeah.
I feel like they
Yeah.
weren't really clear with that part.
Oh well, I feel like to be honest, I feel like they put scenes like that in just to show that he got stripped of his powers. He got hit by a car twice, and like that shouldn't really move him. Like he should just be like literally how the Batmobile was when it collapsed Superman.
No,
Like,
no, no. You mean
but
when Superman tripped the Batmobile?
Yeah, word.
Like
The guy
so that's what I'm
tripped
saying.
it.
Like scenes like that are what like those comical scenes still had that importance to it because it showed like, oh, he's living amongst the humans and he in a sense he is one right now. He doesn't have his powers. And so I thought his whole journey throughout the film, getting, fighting the frost giants and like washing them nonetheless by his damn self. And then gets banned to Earth from Odin, and just seeing him develop, falling in love with shout out Natalie Portman, who is going to be one of the main cast members in Thor 4, Thor Love and Thunder, Lady Thor. Um, and just seeing his interactions with the other human beings, like I thought it was great, and it made him, and that scene to me was so powerful when he couldn't lift up Mjolnir, and you kind of just like you saw like I told my sister this too. I can't see anybody else now playing this role like at all ever.
Yeah.
Like Chris Hemsworth did a great job, and that's why till this day he's always like, "Yo, if y'all have projects for me, I'm in. Like I'm down to play Thor for however long y'all want me to." And it shows. That scene to me was just so like it hit because he's trying to lift it and he's not worthy. He's not worthy of his own belonging. He's not, and after that scene is where he's starting to appreciate more and realizing that I'm greedy, like this is who I am and I need to change, and then ultimately sacrificing himself for his friends and family, like when the Asgardians come, and then you still have the humans here too, and made him that made him worthy again, which is a dope ass like those superhero like comeback scenes, where catches Mjolnir and is like, oh shit, he about to fuck shit up, and then gets
Yeah,
his
that was
armor.
satisfying.
Yeah, and so no, I thought that whole story arc was great, and then also it was funny because my sister mentioned it. She was like, "Huh, I don't see this as a Thor movie because they're always on Earth." I'm just like, but then like literally as she was saying that, it skips to a scene in Asgard. And I'm gonna take a page out of Ariel's book here because I know he loves like, the green screen and all those like technical terms when it comes to like movies. But the visuals for Asgard were phenomenal. Like the Bifrost was fucking dope.
Yep.
Like I love the aesthetic. It was like that outer space Viking aesthetic that Thor is and Asgard is. And
It kind of sucks that we won't be able to see that shit again,
facts,
like in the MCU.
right?
Well, we'll see the Bifrost, but we won't see like the like the actual land.
Right.
Whatever.
And then I kind of get like that parallel feeling while watching this, as Thor is, on Earth and truly finding who he is, Loki on the other spectrum, he's now with, the king of Asgard, and you saw like his plan from with the frost giants, and he is one of them. I didn't forget about that, but I was like, oh shit. I was like, obviously I knew he wasn't with them.
Yeah.
Like, clearly that motherfucker's adopted. Like he looks like no other person there. But like just seeing how from the start, and also it's good to watch these movies back again, especially after knowing how these character arcs ended. Like how
Exactly.
Loki's character arc ended in Infinity War. It kind of just went full circle, like he was always like an asshole, but throughout the time, like even in Ragnarok, like still an asshole, still like I'm gonna betray you type shit. Like, I'm working with you, but I'm still gonna betray you.
Yeah,
but
just a conniving dickhead. Yeah, he's always been
nothing
like
too
that.
crazy.
Yeah.
So then, and same thing what happened in Infinity War. So it got me a little bit more excited for his series, I guess. Just like seeing him in this film, and Tom Hiddleston, who also kills his role.
Yeah.
Smokes
The scene with the scene where him and Odin are arguing, and he's like screaming at Odin.
Tell me.
Yeah.
Odin faked that shit. OD. he was like, "Oh shit, let me fake it like a heart attack or some shit." So he's like, you saw he just slowly like sat down.
That's their version of the talk. He's like, oh no, he's backed
like,
me into a corner.
He's like, oh
Yeah.
shit.
My only real gripe with the film, and it kind of goes back to when we talked about was it Fantastic Four? No, Green Lantern, I believe it was, where Brian had mentioned about dope like fight scenes at the end. I felt like the fight scene between Thor and Loki was way too short. Like it kind of just came and went. Like he, you know,
I understand.
that was my only real
But I feel
like, just like. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Like Thor is like he could just like physically. I feel like Loki really
get
is
what
a
you
comp
mean.
for him.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like
In
it's
a
like they
sense,
can't
you're
really oversell it. Like this guy skinny is
He's
competing
just
with
putting up so
Thor.
much of comp with Thor. Yeah. Yeah, Brian. What I said was my main gripe with the film was the final battle between him and Loki. Oh, you generally just I thought you were gonna follow up.
Oh, he's
It's
like,
like, okay, cool.
The
just wanted to
worst
know.
reporter ever.
It's like, is there a follow up?
Like, no follow up. Oh, you just wanted to know that? All right,
All right,
okay.
It's like right when you were saying that, I was typing in "suck my dick from the back."
Oh,
So I
gotcha.
got
Right.
yeah.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I agree with you 100%. But
Yeah. Other than that, there was nothing that like I thought the like I said, the development of the story was great. From both ends on Asgard with Loki, with Thor on Earth, and you know I love that even though this one arc that he had in this movie, you know, we still go to Thor: The Dark World. He's still a dickhead though, but he's just a little bit less of a dickhead.
Yep.
You know, that kind of thing. I love it. It's not a complete 180 turn. Like, oh yes, now I am all good always all the time. But I don't think it was good seeing Phil Coulson all the
hell
time.
yeah.
Love Phil Coulson. He just shows up whenever, however. Oh, Loki killed me.
Hawkeye.
Stupid. No.
Was that the first time we saw Phil Coulson?
No, we saw him in Iron Man 1, I believe.
Yes, Iron Man 1.
Yeah,
Phil Coulson's first
came to
appearance.
talk to.
Yep.
Yeah,
He's been around from the jump.
That is true.
I forgot how fucking powerful Idris Elba is, like Hemdall, how strong he is, and that he could literally see anything. Like, and that's how he knew. He said, "Yo, Loki, you think you could try to play me, son? Like, stupid."
yeah, because even like the places that he can't see, he's like, okay, something's going on over there.
Right.
Yep.
Like
So
He knows, and he knows something's up.
Yeah,
exactly. And that scene at the end where Thor was like, "Yo, is she looking for me?" And he's like, "Oh no." He asked, "Oh, where is she? Can you see her?" He's like, "Yeah." Like, stupid. You can't. What up? She bad. She fine. I'm about to make my way to Earth. Like, but and it's like, yeah, like she's looking for you. So I'm glad, like seeing that, I was glad because they didn't show her in Ragnarok, and then in Endgame he was like, "Oh, me and Jane broke off, this and that." So I was like, "Oh, word!" Like we're just not gonna get Jane Foster no more. Like I thought she was gonna be a bigger, spin on the overall. Like not that I really care that much. No, like whatever they did, cool. But it's good knowing that, like, especially with an actress like Natalie Portman, aka Padme, we're still gonna see her, and we're gonna see her in a very different, aspect than just, Jane Foster. And then of course we get that post-credit scene with, Selvig and Nick Fury, and then we see Loki. And was that the movie right before?
Avengers.
No,
Avengers.
it wasn't. I feel like one other thing came out before that. Ariel, come on,
Captain
MCU,
America?
what's up?
Wait, what happened?
What was the movie that came out right before Avengers? The first
Right
one.
before Avengers, the first one? Oh, it was Captain America, the first Avenger.
Okay. I knew it wasn't Thor, but like everything was sent into it, like, for
I love how you asked me. I was like, oh, what's this?
yeah, I'm like, I'm looking for MCU answers, bro. Like you gotta be there for me.
You're the Feige boy.
Feige boy.
I'm Ariel Feige.
That should be your name on this shit. Is Feige boy.
Yeah.
But
But the one last thing I wanted to point out, what was again just going back to Loki's character and like how he like betrayed Asgard, or at least he made us think he betrayed Asgard, and then he betrayed what is it? What's his name? Laufey.
Laffy,
Yeah, the king of the
Luffy?
of the Frost
Right. So
Giants.
it's just like I'm just like, oh shit, like he's still like he was doing this since day one. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna pretend like I'm backstabbing you, but in a way I'm still backstabbing you while backstabbing them. Like that's just who he is, and I'm just like, that's dope. Like I said, my excitement level for his series went up by like 0.5%, but definitely still very, very much excited for that.
What?
We'll see.
My percentage went up like 0.5%, but I'm still
0.5%.
very excited.
But you're hyped for WandaVision.
Yes.
Okay.
Bro, I'm not hyped for any of those shits besides the Winter Soldier and Bucky joint. That's not true. And the
Winter Soldier and Bucky.
Winter Soldier and bum ass Falcon. He's not a bum ass.
Chill.
Well, he's not a bum ass. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. So my rating, if y'all couldn't tell, I like this movie. It is not. I don't. It wasn't really that bad. It wasn't
So
bad.
it's not as bad as you thought. Or
It is a good movie.
oh, so it's y'all bugging. This is Heat.
Y'all bugging. This is Heat. I give it a 7.5.
7 out of 10. All right. Okay. Nice. So Zoom was good.
Bring out the
Oh,
notebook here.
shit.
Gotta
Alright,
start writing my shit down.
So, like you said, Clown Prince, like like in the beginning, you see him like very happy and very like it's not as serious as everyone made it out to be. Like I felt like going in, I was expecting it to be like like him just to be super serious and whatever, but he really wasn't. He was kind of just more like, yo, I want to fuck people up. Like I just want to like go and fight everybody.
Yeah.
Like he wanted the smoke. I needed that energy in Endgame. But anyway, but
anyway,
the and like watching it and like thinking about where he ends up, it's like it's funny in the sense that it's just like I don't think anybody would have seen like where he ended up in, like not like physically, obviously you're not going to guess that he's going to be traveling around the Gardens of the Galaxy after watching Thor 1, but it's like
imagine if someone in the world was like,
it was like, you know what,
yeah,
I think at the end of his arc,
years.
yeah, like personality wise, I mean, like it's like you think he'd be like leading and like everything else, but he really just like did not, like he's not a leader, like really. It's like he's just kind of like going with the flow, I guess, still trying to really don't really know what his goal is now. Like after Endgame, like I don't mean that as an
Lose
insult.
weight.
I'm well, yeah, other than that.
Rule number one, my number one thing on the list. No, Mark, it's funny you mention that because so I got so bored yesterday that I went on my Disney Plus, like continue watching things. Because usually what I do, I like to have something in the background, like when I go to sleep. Like I won't even have the volume on. I'll just have the TV on and like set a timer for like 30 minutes just so I can have some light. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know why I like it.
Okay.
So I usually have things like, I'll put on like Endgame or I'll put on like Toy Story or whatever on Disney Plus. And so I was so bored yesterday. I came here and I was like, I'm just going to finish wherever like all the continue watchings are. I'm just going to finish each of them just to like get it off my list. It's pretty satisfying, not going to lie.
Yeah, it is. It is very.
One of them was Endgame. And literally the part that I was up to, or that, I was fake up to because I wasn't watching it, was where him and Valkyrie were speaking and where he was like, you're the leader. Like, how to do this. And then it's funny you mentioned what you're saying now, because I feel like with Thor right now, like he still doesn't know who he's supposed to be. Even
Yeah,
after
that's that
all
thing.
these
Yeah,
years.
like he's still trying to kind of figure it out.
Right. That's why he's like, I'm gonna have.
But now he's like he's not. I feel like he wasn't trying to figure out how to be himself. Like going up to Endgame, he was kind of just trying to figure out how to be a leader.
Yeah, but then you realize that that's not what he's meant for.
Exactly. Yeah, he realized that's not what he's meant for. So I sympathize with it on that sense, but
But yeah,
But
what's
he's
throwing
fat,
you
so
off?
you hate him.
No,
Right. I think
that's
you
not.
are discriminating.
I'm
That's
really not.
what it
I'm
is.
really not. I just think that it's just
Fat
all of a
people need
sudden.
love too.
That's not why I don't like him. I
There's
really
no
don't
what
care.
he's
You're
saying.
I don't
canceled.
care about the fatness. I don't
You're
care.
canceled.
Cancel.
Anyway, uh, anyway, I'm not gonna get into why I don't like him. I'm not gonna get into it
What?
right now.
No, get into it.
Nah,
Right
this is.
now, okay.
Yeah.
Well, look, remember,
No, I want the scrap, bro.
everything you're saying now will continue to further your point after we watch the second Thor movie. Then
Oh,
it'll
okay.
actually. I'm
So,
trying to help
okay.
you make your point.
Hold on,
Like,
Ariel. Hold on, Mark.
What's
Before
up?
you start, I want you to do that, but just take the basis just from this film, not from the arc that you know him, because we're talking about
No,
this film in
okay,
particular.
yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like, I don't want to get off tangent and start talking about Endgame and how he ended up. I'll get to that after the second one. I feel like
Okay, cool.
we can talk about that
That's
because then
fine.
we'll have the second. Because
All right.
Yeah,
But
that's
what were the
um,
things here where you were just like, Thor's not that guy? Like,
no. I actually liked him in this, and like at the end of this movie, I liked him, and I liked him at the end of Ragnarok. I liked him at the end of Infinity War, whatever. But I think his arc in this was good. I think it was like to the point where it's like, okay, like he understood like there's more that shit to um shit than just fighting. You know what I mean? Like it's like
Yeah.
there's a whole bunch of shit. Like you have to know when to not fight. That's a skill. That's a talent. And when
and
to
that
not, when
that's
to fall
exactly
back.
what Odin was trying to teach him.
Exactly.
Tell him.
Exactly. And then that, and like especially if he was ever going to lead Asgard, that was something he needed to understand. So it's a great lesson, and like that he needed to learn. So and I like the story of it, and everything was good. Again, like you said, I don't really see why everyone's saying it's so serious. This it's really not
I think
like at all.
I think the level
They're comparing it.
of right. They're comparing it to the other MCU films.
Yeah. Well, even so, Captain
like,
America, the
come
first
on.
one isn't that funny.
Way more
like, not at
serious.
all.
It's
Right.
more
Yeah,
serious.
exactly.
Like
Exactly.
we're in the
It's like
middle of World War. like
exactly. Like it's like I don't know why people, you know what I mean? It's like whatever. So
whatever. Besides the point.
I did have a few like little uh things I just thought were funny. Like when he escapes from the hospital, he doesn't. Nobody sees him after he caused that entire commotion. Like they didn't think, oh yeah, maybe we should have security guards right by his bed or something like that to make
Oh,
sure he doesn't slip
stop.
out or
Right.
whatever.
After look,
Dude
I
just
work
slips
in a
out.
hospital.
Nobody, whatever.
Listen, bro.
Okay.
I work in a hospital. If some shit pops off, security ain't even allowed to really press anybody like that, like to put their hands on people. Like
Okay. Well, in the movie they were doing that. They swarmed him, and they literally took 3 of them just to restrain him. And
Yeah, the
all of a
nurses
just
like
gonna like, all
reacted
right,
as if
cool.
like they're
Yeah.
professionals.
Like all of a sudden it's like, okay, yeah, we'll just leave him in that room. Cool, sounds good. Oh, he has visitors. Yeah, let him right in. Like it's like okay, so
I mean, it's not like he was a freaking murderer. Like
yeah, but he woke up and literally started hurting like like you know what I mean? Like it's like you need to actually make sure that when he wakes up again, that shit doesn't happen. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Well,
Like he
that's why
woke
they
up and
strapped him down.
yeah, and those little restraints that he just slipped his hands through. Anyway, so secure. But there was that one, and then just like a good scene I thought was I liked the camaraderie they kind of showed with him and his team, like the squad of like other
the humans.
no of
the
Asgardians
humans.
of the
Nah, Lady
Asgardians.
Sith
I mean.
and the Warrior of Three or something shit like that.
Yeah. Yo, they're dope.
They are dope. I
I'm
wish
tight they got clapped.
yeah, like I kind of wish like they got a little bit like it. I think it would have been interesting to see if like they could do like their own like investigating while it cuts to Thor kind of learning the lesson and shit like that, and you know like it kind of would have been cool if like you see them like kind of putting 2 and 2 together.
I mean, in a sense, they
In a
kind of
sense,
like they were
they
like
did, but
low
like
type weird. Like, look at this weirdo. Like,
right, but it's like all of a sudden like before it's like nobody knew like it seemed like nobody knew how jealous Loki was of Thor, and then
Oh,
all of a
but
sudden
like,
they're like, oh yeah, you know what? He's always been jealous. You know what I mean? It just kind of felt like they were just like, yeah, here, just say that. Like, I don't know. It felt like not lazy writing, but it just felt like give like surface level. Oh yeah, he's always been jealous. Always, yeah, totally.
Right.
Even though like there wasn't any hint of that in what we seen prior to them actually saying that.
Okay.
yeah, it kind of felt like the only person who saw that was the girl, because she's the one who said like, oh,
Yeah,
he's always been jealous, and everyone was like it looks like they didn't really realize that.
yeah. They were like, what? Like, but she's the only one. I don't know. Whatever. So that was interesting, but whatever. I wish they kind of like did a little bit of investigating, but it's okay. I get it.
But whatever.
It is Marvel.
Oh wow.
Tata.
That's fun.
Uh,
That's fun.
That's a low blow.
Fine. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
But you're
Not
not.
really. Not really. Yeah. That's something else I found funny is like, you know how she was talking about her ex, Natalie Portman. What's her character's name again?
Jane
Jane
Foster.
Foster.
Foster. Yeah, she was talking about her ex, and like, I was like, yo, imagine looking up your ex, and like she's dating an actual Greek god. I'd be like, nah, it's time for me to check out. Like
The Nordic god, you fucking
Nordic god.
dweeb.
Sorry, or whatever. Okay, I'm a fucking dweeb. Sorry.
Oh,
Anyway,
I'm telling you, Brian is also the
yo, he's a
mythology
Thor.
correspondent.
He's a Thor boy.
Yo, like that is crazy. Like imagine, bro, you just scrolling through Instagram
Yeah,
and you
right.
see your ex girl, you just like, hold
Is that
up.
Thor?
Yo, that's Thor.
Like,
I
fuck.
would be like, damn,
I
I'm fucked up.
cannot ever ask for her hand in
Yeah,
marriage.
no, never.
Like,
You can't ever go slide in her DM. And be
like
like,
not
what are you
even
doing?
word, nothing. Like no happy birthday, no happy
Nope,
holiday.
nothing.
Hope your family's well.
What was
Nah.
his name? It was like Donald Blake.
Yes, Donald Blake. That's actually Thor's
Blake?
in the comics. In the comics, that's his his alias per se. That's what he would disguise himself as when he's on Earth.
Nice little Easter egg.
Yes.
There were a lot of Easter eggs. They shouted out Stark when the guy came.
He's like,
down
is
to
that one of
destroy him?"
Stark's? He never tells
Oh,
me
and
anything.
the gamma ray.
Yep,
Yeah.
and
thing.
the
Yeah.
Selvig
They even had a Spider-Man one.
What?
Yeah, didn't what's her name? The assistant.
Darcy.
Yes, Darcy. Didn't she mention something about climbing walls or like so it was some of those sorts, I believe. It was like very minor.
Oh, I
I'll
didn't catch that one, bro.
my bad.
And then also, you guys noticed that obviously that guy from Winter Soldier, the Hydra agent, was in this.
Yeah. Stillwell, Agent Stillwell.
Stillwell, yeah, that's his
Oh, the
name.
bald guy?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Hawkeye, it was obviously nice to see him.
Yeah,
Kind of wish
that was his first official appearance.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And it was kind of cool to. I mean, it would have been cool, like if you saw him like kind of him and Thor kind of like go do like some,
a little
small,
banter about that.
little banter, like talk to each other or like fight a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel like Hawkeye and him at that point, Hawkeye and Thor, that would have been a cool fight.
I feel like they've never had any interaction. Like
yeah, they have. I mean, in Age of Ultron,
yeah.
that was the only real like face-to-face interaction.
And Avengers 1.
And that's about.
They didn't really talk, but I mean,
that's what I'm saying. I'm talking about like
you can assume that they spoke to each other at some point, saying something.
Yeah. But that's the thing that sucks about having these kind of films is that when we want more character interaction, that also changes the pieces of the puzzle a bit in terms of the story. Because let's say you put in one character interaction, that's more time of filming that has to take place, more time on the script that they will have to write into it. Like, there's a lot that goes on instead of just like putting something in.
Yeah, they already rushed the beginning.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone else thinks that, but
Of what?
beginning was kind of. The beginning of this movie was like a little rushed. They did a good job though. It's just I feel like they just had to rush it.
I understand.
Like rush in what sense? Like what do you
Like,
say? Like, oh, that was too fast. Like, what was the moment?
A lot of things happened. Like
we're like, whoa, slow the fuck down, guys.
Yeah.
The moment where you pause, it's like, stop.
it was like
Yeah.
as soon as he got sent back to Earth, No, not back to Earth. For the first time, that's when things like slowed down and was like chill.
Well,
Oh, okay. So
yeah,
you're
up to
saying
that
in
point,
between him like be like his day, whatever him getting like crowned or whatever.
I know, right? That shit happened in one day.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that shit was like out of
Yeah.
nowhere. It's like it went from them being a kids to the story to being crowned, and then the
Yeah, that
fucking
one day
and
it
then
turned into
not
hell.
being crowned because the fucking guys,
The guys showed
the
up. The
Night
Ice Giant,
Kings fucking showed up.
the Night Kings.
Bro, wait, hold
Word.
on, hold
No,
on.
They
I
look.
thought the
They
same
look.
Nah, hold
thing.
on, hold
I
Yeah,
on.
thought
they
the
look.
There's a
same thing.
lot.
I'm like the White Walkers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they look exactly like these.
all right.
dude.
Well, I need to see. This is where
There's a lot of
no.
parallels in this
That's
movie.
it.
Who else
HBO might
thinks?
have a
Well,
lawsuit on their
well,
hands.
no,
yo.
you know what the funny thing is? The director for Thor: The Dark World, he directed like 4 episodes of Game of Thrones.
Yes, sir. Alan Taylor. Shout out to Alan Taylor. That'll mean.
And I like, yo, 2 or 3 of those episodes that he directed are some of my favorite episodes.
Exactly.
So I am like, when I watch this movie, like probably tomorrow, I am really going, like, I'm drinking so much fucking coffee.
So you don't fall asleep.
I am staying up because I'm like, yo, there's no way this guy can shoot episodes of one of my all-time favorite shows and them being like in the top 10.
I actually that's part of what I'm explaining about the Thor Dark World podcast. Like when we talk about it, like I have a lot of insight in terms of like what went on with that.
Damn, so Marvel does pay you.
Yeah, they kind of do.
It looks like they're paying both of you. Yo, but the
I think for my rating though, really quickly.
hold on, Mark. Hold on. Let me
Oh,
before I forget.
Oh my god.
Go
There's
ahead.
the parallels. Like there's the Night King. I always thought about that. How they look like the Night King. Who else thought the Destroyer looked like that fucking dude from the Keanu Reeves movie? Is it? Yeah, it is Keanu Reeves, right? With the guy, there's like an alien that comes down. It's like the end of the world or some shit.
Constantine?
Podcast coming soon.
Mark, just go.
I don't
Mark,
know. I
just
don't know
go.
that movie. Oh, okay.
I'm gonna look it up.
I'm gonna say this movie was not as bad as I thought originally,
But
Okay.
you're not rating it as good.
but I'm not rating it as good.
Yeah, you're not rating it as good.
I'll give it like a. I'll give it a 7. It's
and
like
that's not good to you?
that's okay.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say it's heat. It's not heat. It's not heat to me.
Cool,
but-
cool.
Alright.
Ooh, before anyone else starts.
The day the Earth stood still.
Oh
saw
my god, I did not see that shit. That looked awful.
Bro, that's him, right? That's the Destroyer.
It just looks like an alien.
Fuck. Oh, I almost went to my point up.
Yo, it just switches to his
Is this
Safari.
a deep point?
Yo, it just switches to Safari. It's,
Oh shit.
But yeah.
So we
Um,
have to cut that
what I was
out,
gonna
or
say-
What's
what I
up?
was gonna say is it was back to the I love I remember when we got out of Endgame, Brian was like, and then in our Endgame podcast, Brian said, "Oh, Cap wielded the hammer better than Thor ever did."
Mhm.
And I was like, to an extent, I was like, that was kind of true. Like the way he was using it was just fucking fresh. But he had some really cool scenes with Mjolnir in this movie. Like when he was in the beginning of the movie fighting the Frost Giants, I thought all the scenes with Mjolnir were dope. Him creating like that fucking cloud back on Earth, I was like, yo, I'm not even a cloud. Oh, that does look like him.
Oh yeah, OD. I love how you're
not a
holding your
cloud.
phone now.
He's like,
Mask.
what's it called? It was it wasn't a fucking cloud. It was a hurricane, pretty much.
Yeah, he a tornado.
You know, fuck, I'm mixing up all my my natural disasters. Let me stop laughing. That is nothing to fuck around with. But I got my point out. So I think it's Brim's turn.
Oh my god.
Wait, let's take a break and then.
Fuck me.
get
Right?
to- Yeah, yeah.
Let's see.
So go ahead, Brian. Go ahead.
Yeah. I don't really got much to say, guys. Like you guys, as always, there's a lot of similarities for what we think. I think
Yeah.
the only thing is like
Brian
the
starts the next one.
Oh damn, that's a lot of pressure. Um,
Now he's like, nah,
Nah,
I want to
that's
go
fine.
30.
That
I wanna
means
go
that,
30.
but that means because we go in order of who saw it first. So
No, when have we ever done that?
Nah,
'Cause
so
on
we
this
should do
podcast
it.
we did
we've
we
done
did
that.
that for
Who's
the last
supposed
two.
to- who most recently watched it? If we go that way.
the beginning, I just think that the beginning was rushed. Right, I already spoke about that. The ending was not very satisfying. The most satisfying part at the end was when he finally got his hammer back. You know, meow meow, as
Yeah.
Darcy called it.
Meow meow.
He got the meow meow back. That was like that was one of those things where it's like really corny. Like it's a simple movie plot. It's like he finally like is worthy
Yeah.
and then gets it, but it was just so like satisfying. I kind of got chills because I knew it was gonna happen anyway. But like that was dope. Um, there was a lot of corny parts, like you guys mentioned, like how they were screaming at each other, like Loki with his dad,
Yeah.
and then like Thor with his dad. To me, I saw those and I was like, all right, this is kind of. I felt
I
like it
like the
was kind
Loki
of
one. The
corny.
Thor one was
I actually like the Thor one more when Thor was yelling at Odin, but when Loki was yelling at Odin, I was like, Loki, shut up. Like he sounded like a little bitch. Like Thor in the beginning pissed me off.
yeah,
But I feel like they did that on purpose. So
yeah, that's what they were going for. They wanted you to not like him that much.
yeah, and I didn't. I was like, dude, this guy
Yeah.
is so like immature and whack. But
That's the
it was
point,
very
bro.
like, yeah, exactly. But like for a Marvel movie, it was very like not childish, but like just mad simple. And I guess
It's
that's why
Marvel.
people didn't really like it.
I mean,
Just the plot was simple. The plot, the whole idea behind it, whatever.
it's
But
It's like
Marvel.
it's Marvel.
It's
That's
Marvel.
MCU.
yeah,
That
I
is
know.
the MCU. Simple.
Yeah, but this is the simplest one then, because that shit was so like, it's a guy,
False.
it's two brothers that get
Homecoming.
that was just straight up basura. But um, nah, I mean, even
Real
though
safer.
even saying all that, like I know like that's what their intentions were. It was still dope. Like I really enjoyed it. Like when I was texting you guys, because I might have not like been able to finish the movie. I was just saying like I'm still gonna finish it if I don't make this podcast because like I'm actually enjoying it.
Mhm.
Right.
So and I did think that it was gonna be not as funny, and it ended up being funnier than I remember.
Right.
So that's good. Um, but yeah, as my ranking, I'd say like
Is it?
it's
Is it?
it's better than I remember.
So it's
That's
not
even
as
an
bad
option.
as.
Not as bad as you thought. Yeah.
Not as bad as I
you
thought.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about a
But I'm
numerical?
What?
numerical. I'd give it a 7. Yeah, I gave it a 7. Didn't I give the Sucker Punch a 7 too?
I
I
don't
think
know.
I did.
I don't think we did rate.
I
Did we
gotta
rate it
start.
out of 10?
I gotta be
Nah,
more
I
fucking.
don't
We
think
didn't rate that out of 10.
10.
We didn't
Nah.
rate that out of 10.
No. Should we do it now?
I think we did.
A
Right?
redux? A redux review?
I'm good.
Uh,
This is
but-
my favorite movie out of the ones we watched so far, though.
Thor?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I can get behind that.
Like Brian said, I was thoroughly enjoying myself watching this. Like I was just sitting there. I was
Yeah,
like,
I think it gets a lot of bonus points too. 'Cause it's like I'm like a huge sucker for like fish out of water scenes. I just
Exactly.
love those.
Yeah. That's
So
great.
like
That's
him
always
walking
great.
down the street, like in the middle of the street, all the cars are swerving out of the way, like
Yeah,
and
that's
he's
what I
just
was gonna
walking
get to
around like
next. They did a good
going like this
job.
to the cars, like move, get out of the way.
he's like,
Like, yeah, like so,
And
like
him-
I can get behind that.
And him, like his like conversations with Jane when they were alone, I really liked because it
Yeah.
just showed how
Yo,
like
listen.
gentlemanly
That's a
he
big
can be.
moment.
Thor got game, bro.
yeah.
Yeah,
Thor
Yeah.
got game.
but it shows you how much of a
When she kissed
gentleman
her
he is.
hand
You
and
know?
she's like, ah.
Yeah,
Right. No, or even the scene where they're looking up at the stars and she's like, "Oh," we're
And he
like,
explains, yeah. That was
that
some
was
cool stuff.
mad cute. Yo, and then the other things, like I guess it's only because of the when I watched it the first time, I didn't think this, but now I do because I know what happens after.
Yeah.
Fucking Darcy, like, was she even in the second one? She was like
Yes,
so
she
like
was.
pointless.
Yeah,
and
she's in the second one.
I love that you mentioned that because she's going to be in WandaVision.
What the fuck?
Right.
Lizzie
As-
McGuire.
As her?
Is that Lizzie
yes.
McGuire?
No, that's
No.
not Lizzie McGuire.
No.
Oh fuck.
She's in Two Broke
Fuck.
Girls.
Oh fuck.
She's in Two Broke Girls.
Atrocity.
I'm gonna watch that.
Oh, Atrocitus.
Her name is Kat Dennings.
Yeah, it's Kat Dennings. Shout out
God
to Kat
damn it.
Dennings.
And then the old dude,
Eric Selvig. Yep, Dr. Selvig.
my guy, after Thor, he is just a puppet for Loki. My guy loses his mind in Avengers, and then in Thor 2, isn't he kind of crazy as well?
Yeah,
Wasn't he in Agents of Shield
I don't know.
for one
Uh,
episode? Was Lady Sith in Agents of Shield?
Yeah, Lady Sif was in an episode.
Shout out to Lady Sif too. Jamie Alexander, great director too. She's a great director.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, she was in an episode. I'm not sure if Selvig was, but he was in Chernobyl. Shout out Chernobyl.
Yep.
Fire show.
Never finished
You
it.
know, I still have 2 episodes left on that.
I only watched
Gotta
like the
finish
first
that.
3.
It's an amazing show for real. It's the highest rated TV show of all time.
Huh? On
crazy.
IMDb?
No, for HBO.
Damn, that's crazy.
Damn,
Yeah.
that's fucking wild.
On IMDb at least.
Congrats.
But I was gonna say, yeah, like this old dude, bro. Like he's so, to me, also just like pointless after Thor. So many things changed after Thor, and it pisses me off. Like even like Asgard, I don't know if you guys could tell, it kind of looks different in the next movies.
It looked darker in the Dark World. No pun intended.
And then fucking Heimdall. Heimdall has an echoey voice. He only has that in Thor. He's
Yeah.
He's a normal person in the other movies, and like
Maybe I guess people didn't really like it, so they like just like how it's the same thing. How Wanda used to have a Russian accent in Age of Ultron, and then that just went away.
And
like,
then by
by Civil War, she was just like,
yeah, Civil War
straight
is
up
just
New
like
York.
it's like when Porzingis got drafted. Like that's like how it was. Like, the full blown like New Yorker now. Like that's how she is. Like she,
Warren Tim sitting on top of sports cars.
yeah, exactly. That's Wanda. She was
But
like, oh my brother, yeah, fam. You see this teardrop? For him. It's for him. Oh, fucking bum ass. What's his name? Viz? Yeah, Viz. Yeah, that's for him right there. Crazy times.
The
we
other
live in.
side.
Yeah. One for my lover, one for my brother. Feel me?
Oh my god.
wow,
Well, imagine Elizabeth Olsen doing that. Like,
Yo, but is there anything else, Brian?
nah.
That's it.
Nah.
Yo, Mark, you finally got off your phone? All right, thanks.
wow.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
Mark's like, yo, I was writing this deep letter to you, just letting you know how good your rating was. But guess what?
Guess
Deleted.
what? Yo, you know what?
That's done.
All right, Zoom, let's hear it. I mean,
I already
sorry,
went. I already went,
Ozymandias.
bro. Were you on your phone? Were you looking at Pornhub?
Oh.
I was, as a matter of fact.
I'm actually
You want me to
making
send you the link?
I'm good, bro. I'm
you know,
good. I'm good.
Wait, what are we sending the link to?
Nothing,
no,
nothing. Don't worry about it.
nothing. Forget it.
Oh, if it's
But-
porn, send it to me. But if it's not, then I don't care.
But yeah,
I'm gonna send it to you.
I remember seeing this in theaters, and I was pretty enthused to watch it because the director for this is great dude, Ken Branagh. I mean, not Ken Branagh. His name is Branagh. Like, cause you know when
Branagh.
people have they have the GH at the end of their name. You don't pronounce it. It's just
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, it's a North Ireland thing because that's where he's from.
So shout out to Ken Branagh who he directed Hamlet, which I saw in high school, and I loved it. Like he smoked that because he directed and starred in it, and he just smoked it, and he just carries his films with such like. There's something elegant about Thor, like the movie itself in terms of the art style and the set design and the
Yeah.
costumes and stuff.
I agree.
So some insight is that I watched this with director's commentary. So basically, Kenneth Branagh made a podcast about Thor and just put it is a track laid over the movie that you just watch, like you watch it with him as basically. And it was actually a really cool experience because I understood why they made certain decisions going through the movie. And
Like what?
and it kind of reassured my rating for it. Like I still think it's an 8 out of 10. I still think it's pretty solid. But yeah, so Kenneth Branagh was approved to they like Marvel wanted him, like Kevin wanted him off rip like in 2008. What's up?
Yeah, before you continue, this was when because this was released distributed by Paramount, right?
Yeah, Paramount. Yeah, this is before Marvel Studios just started doing everything on their own.
Right. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like
This was
how many movies are like that from them?
it's
Iron
Iron Man 2, Captain America, Thor, and Incredible Hulk, and Avengers. 6 movies.
Oh, so phase 1.
Yeah, so phase 1.
So
That's
phase
it.
1.
Yeah, phase
Yeah,
1.
after that, they're like, "Yo, we got this."
Yeah, after phase
word.
1, they were like, "Yo,
Good jump start, good
Yeah.
looks. We
yeah." They were using Paramount and Universal for Thor.
Paramount was like,
I mean for the Hulk. Sorry.
right.
Yo, pause. When everyone watched this, like Junior, for example, because I know Ariel was always a comic geek. When you watched this, Junior, did you know about Marvel at all?
Oh, back in 2011 when it came out, you mean?
Yeah,
Oh,
No, because
because I had no idea who Hawkeye was. That shit to me, it was like, I was
oh
like,
yeah, no. So, dude,
Shield. I have no idea what Shield was.
wow.
nothing, dude. I remember.
Comic gods who?
Yo, but like no, like if that's why I even said it in our I even said it in our Crisis of Infinite Earths podcast. The reason I got really bad, that's why I gave so much credit to Arrow and what they did.
Me too, boy.
No, yeah, because you put me on. I was just telling my mom this story where it's like, you told me like, oh, watch Arrow on Netflix. All right, Ariel, yo, appreciate it. Thanks for hopping on.
I'm just fixing my chair.
For those listening and not being able to watch, Ariel was just like getting up, just packing up, leaving. I was like, oh, okay. Like he's the one, mind you, he's the one that's recording all of this. So if he leaves,
Yeah, we're fucked.
But no, back to what I was saying. Yeah, you had told me about it. I remember the words that you told me. It was like, yo, this is related to Batman. And I was like, that's what got me intrigued. I was like, oh, word, say less.
Yeah, I was like, yo, same universe, and like he basically is kind of like Batman in the show.
Right. And I was the first 2 seasons were on Netflix, and fucking best 2 seasons they ever made by far. And I remember those were one of the shows where I would just binge till like 5-6 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, yo, what? It was summertime, and it was like summertime is like a middle school, high school kid. Like we live in the life. So back to the point. Yeah, right. No. I remember I think the first Marvel movie that I like from MCU that I watched was I believe I did see Iron Man in theaters, but like it was just like, you want to go to the movies? Like, yeah, sure. Let's watch Iron Man. It wasn't like, oh, this big universe is coming up. Like, I don't give a fuck.
But that's the thing is that nobody knew at the time that was like the plan. Like even
I had no idea.
They had no idea. Yeah.
The only thing where it clicked was when I saw Tony Stark show up in Hulk. I was like, yo, that's crazy.
Yeah.
But then like I never even gave a shit after that.
Yeah, and that's when I was like, I think the first one I saw was the first Captain America, and I think that's why I have so much like love for it, because it was the first one that I saw, and I was like, oh, that shit was tough. And then I saw the ending where it's like it had it played like the Avengers, so I was like, oh shit, I gotta watch that next.
Yeah.
So
it was basically an Avengers trailer. That was the post-credit scene for
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
And I remember back in the day with my little like Dell laptop, like, doing shit illegally, downloading stuff. What? I didn't say that.
I did not have sexual relations with that.
So I pulled it up. I watched the Avengers, and I was like, yo, like that shit was dope. I need more. And then I saw it. That's when I finally saw. I'm like, oh, they got a whole slate. And then I went back, watched Iron Man 2, and all that. And that's how it all got jumped.
Oh wow!
So basically, Junior, me and you are fake ass comic fans, geeks.
I guess.
Yeah, yo, we're done because we're gonna get judged.
But after
me and you are gonna get judged.
After this is all over, we still need the Phantom Zone, so just leave that unlocked for me and Ariel.
Yeah,
right?
we kind of still need that.
His face.
But yeah, like it's cool to see how far they've come since then, but also to know that in 2008, all so in 2008, Marvel had planned just Iron Man and the Incredible Hulk and Thor to kind of start everything off, and Captain America. They're like, all right, we have these. It should have been all 6 Avengers.
Right.
It should have been all of them, but we got what we got. So Kenneth Branagh was, they went, like Kevin came up to him in 2008, and they were like, "Yo, we want you for this because we seen what you pulled off with Hamlet." He did another like war centric film, and they like how he handled that. So going in, I'm like, all right, I'm not expecting much from the action because he doesn't really do action like that. He like his thing like is more like the drama scenes, like anything, like everything with Odin speaking, like character interaction, like where they're just talking. I'm talking about in Asgard.
Right.
That felt like heavy, like it felt cool. Like I'm like, all right, like this is interesting. Like this can go somewhere
Yeah.
because
None of the dialogue was like, ooh, like
yeah,
like nothing comes close to Fantastic Four bad dialogue, but
yeah.
you know what I mean. Like it wasn't dialogue where you're like it brings you out, like you're still
Yeah.
involved in the scene.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool. And some like while I took some notes while I was watching him like with the director's commentary stuff, and something that he mentioned was that the way the movie starts out wasn't the original thing.
A word?
Yeah. I thought it would have been cooler if they started with that. You know how the beginning it kind of shows Natalie Portman like getting their stuff together, and then they're driving and
It's
and
Yeah, I
then,
thought I was in the middle of the movie when I started it by accident.
yeah, and they hit Thor. It was actually supposed to start with that prologue that it shows Odin explaining like how the Frost Giants came to be. Did you
kind of like that Black Panther.
exactly? So it was supposedly gonna have a prologue like that, and I think that would have been cool because it would have shown us again a different side that's not just Earth. You know what I'm saying? Like we're like again, it kind of gets boring if you're just like, oh, it's based on Earth, based on Earth. Like, nah, this is on an asteroid in space. This is Asgard. That shit is lit. Like same way I feel about Asgard is how I feel about Atlantis and Aquaman. Like I love to see it. I want to see more of it. And basically anything that's out there and not Earth.
Right.
So he had that, and I like also that it takes place in Tanslo, Norway, which is basically where in Ragnarok and in Endgame, the Asgardians that are left, that's where they settle. Where you see it in the beginning of the first Thor movie, and I think that's pretty dope as like a turnaround. And what else? The Frost Giants were a mix of practical and CGI, which is lit. And by the way, any Game of Thrones heads that think none of this is bitten off. I know y'all were kidding. No, I'm just saying.
None of us, at least, I speak for myself, but I don't think any of us thought like it was a ripoff. We're just saying like that's what they resembled. Like they just look.
No, but it's actually
what
pretty
came
cool.
out first?
What?
GOT.
But we saw the Night King already, or at least a Walker.
Well, Norse mythology existed before that, so.
I'll look for it right now.
I didn't know a Frost Giant was in Norse mythology.
Yeah, Frost Giants. Yeah, Frost Giants, Jotunheim, Thor, all that stuff is Norse mythology.
Damn, I gotta go back and study
just,
my bro.
Just play God of War.
Science.
Just play God of War for PS4. That'll teach you the whole lesson. But
wait, to answer Brian's. Oh wow, what the fuck? When did this movie come out?
2011. 2011.
No, I know 2011. The actual specific date is what I need.
Oh, I think it was May something.
6th. And wow, so it came out
same year as Game of Thrones.
A month before. April.
Wow, look at that.
Game of Thrones came out the very next month with episode 1, Winter is Coming. Dun, 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 dun.
But yeah,
this turns into a whole nother Game of Thrones.
Nah, but it's lit though because like I really appreciated like the aesthetics of the movie. Like it looked really cool. It almost looked like a graphic novel with some of the Dutch angles, like when the camera looked weird in certain angles and all that. It just looks really cool. And the director was like, "Yo, I purposely like wanted to shoot it like that so it resembles a comic book." And they shot it on film, and like the studio came like, yo, make sure you shoot in 3D because this is when 3D was like a thing, and he was like, no, stop that.
Corny.
That shit is corny. He was like, because he's like, what we wanted to do with the movie, especially like the movie has a lot of dialogue scenes, and it would have been corny like to imagine shooting dialogue scenes in 3D like that. I rather like, and he's like, and he basically.
This is a serious question. Who likes 3D movies anymore?
I've never liked it.
Unless they're made by James Cameron, I don't care.
Like,
you know the last 3D movie I liked? The one where you wear the red and blue fucking glasses when I was 2. I don't fucking like 3D movies. Never did. That shit is corny.
Unless it's like Star Wars or like anything by James Cameron, I don't care.
Nah, dude. I don't. Just watching Star Wars at my own house was like, this shit is lit. Like watching Clone Wars right now, bruh. But no, yeah, I think 3D is fucking whack. Like,
yeah,
what's the point anymore? It was cool for like a second.
He actually convinced the studio like, yo, let me shoot it first and then we can convert it, because a lot of people were saving time on doing that like that, so they just decided to convert it in post production. If you guys also noticed that another thing to appreciate about the movie is that the draft class for the 2011 MCU was legit, bro. You had Natalie Portman your first year out, like for Thor, like that's lit. And Anthony Hopkins. Anthony Hopkins, bro.
That's a Hall of Famer. Like
he's a knight. He's Sir Anthony Hopkins. Like, come on, dude.
Is he actually?
Yeah. I told you, bro. Come on, man.
Yo, my guy is 82.
He served his country, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Like us and COD.
Born in 1937.
Damn.
This dude is old.
Odin been around for eons. But yeah, so I really appreciate the cast, like how the director wanted to make a lot of things practical. He liked the blend, like he really made the blend of Viking stuff and space stuff look cool.
Yeah, he did that well.
Which is what
you saw his little comment where it was like, oh, he's probably like he mentioned something about the mortals and just like sparking a little bit of lightning, and then they worship you as a god.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool how they acknowledge like the Norse mythology on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's really dope how
that's a great point. I remember like them reading the books like, oh, Thor. Oh yeah. Like, oh shit. Like
exactly. Like it's like there are also a lot of cheesy elements in it. Like that's why I'm not gonna defend any of like the cheesy aspects of it and all that. Like for example, like when he gets his armor back and all that, like it's just like and all that, like the music and all that. It's like, okay, guys, we get it and all that. But I just enjoyed it more because I know how everything ends.
Oh, okay.
You know, so like going into the movie, I knew that the theme was like, watching it again like yesterday, I was like, all right, the theme is basically family and responsibility. Thor is an immature kid at the beginning of the movie. Even when he couldn't lift Mjolnir out the ground, he screams at the sky. He's a kid like screaming because he can't get his toy back.
Yeah, except he looked octa as fuck. I
know,
he was
bro. He was. The director mentioned 6 to 9 months of gym, bro.
Yeah, he was in great shape in that movie.
That and the scene in Civil War where Cap is holding the helicopter.
Yo, he was really doing that too, bro.
Yeah, fucking ox right now.
Chris Evans can legit pull a chopper down, bro.
If anyone,
but I think Chris Evans was in his best shape in the first Cap movie.
Mm-hmm.
When he's coming out the fucking Tic Tac.
Yeah, the Tic Tac.
Yeah, facts.
The capsule.
Fun fact for you guys.
Chesticles and everything out.
What? The dude that plays the professor that goes mad.
Eric Selvig, yeah. He's the Skarsgård father. The Skarsgård father.
That's what I was gonna mention, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, like he is
Alexander and Billy.
Yep.
And he has another one, and there's the other one. A lot of them.
Yeah, and good stuff.
Yeah. The one that was in fucking Green Lantern, bum ass.
No, why you gotta do him like that? No, he actually has 8 children. Wow, that motherfucker.
El Diablo.
Okay.
Throwing them out. Another fun fact with him though, Paul Bettany, aka Adam.
Vision, yep.
Vision.
And his wife.
You say Adam?
You said
Yeah,
Adam?
what the
Adam?
fuck?
Oh, Vision, my bad.
Comic
You're
God
canceled,
who?
Jay.
Bro, Vision is the most irrelevant character in the MCU.
Yo, I will hug you and shake your hand, bro. You say that again, bro.
Vision is the most irrelevant character in the MCU.
He was relevant for half of a movie.
All right, guys, we're talking about Thor here.
Oh wait, hold on.
Order in the court.
So Paul Bettany, aka Vision, excuse my Adam reference. They named their son after him.
Oh wow.
Stellan Skarsgård. Yeah. So they
Holy
must be really
shit.
close. Yeah.
That's some mafia shit, bro.
Facts.
That's some Vision shit. That's some dumb shit. That's some Vision shit.
That's some That's another word for
That's gonna
irrelevant
be the
shit.
new thing, bro.
That's some irrelevant shit. That's some Vision shit,
That's some
bro.
Vision shit.
That's some Vision shit, bro.
That's some Vision shit.
Yo, title of the fucking podcast.
That's not Vision shit.
That's some Vision shit.
So yeah, like I also agree with you. Like in terms of the Warriors 3, there was some like concept ideas of some scenes with them. Unfortunately, they were cut for time, and also there were a lot more scenes with Thor's mother, Frigga.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
the more
she's kind of not there.
yeah.
Played by
She's like,
Renee Russo.
like Loki dies,
Yeah.
and she's just like,
Yeah. No, I can agree with that. And I think that's why, like, her death in the second one, I was like, okay, I ain't
It was
mad
made
at
a
that.
big deal in
director
Endgame.
the director mentioned that there were a lot more scenes with her and Odin to make that death more impactful, and especially too because he,
but
that's his
they
wife.
cut that out for
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know why they cut
Yeah,
it
man,
out.
this is gonna affect critical development for how we're gonna do her in the next movie. Nah, cut that out. Nah, we don't need that.
That's the thing, and also I blame.
I think Thor is very inconsistent between the three movies.
Exactly.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, 100%.
You know why?
So
Because
inconsistent. That's what fucks it.
I feel like if they would have kept Ken Branagh on for all three movies, I think that Ragnarok and Dark World would have been completely different. Like I think they would have been more. They would have kept the serious tone with the little bits of humor and
If they
fish out of
kept
water
who?
stuff. The director for this one, Ken Branagh.
Yeah.
Like if they would have kept them in, I honestly think
Ragnarok would not have ended up like the way it is now.
That's a great point, Ariel, because I was thinking about that yesterday actually. I was like because I was doing a little bit of research for this, and I was like, they had 3 different directors for 3 different movies, and although Taika Waititi did a great job, like using the material from the second and the first one, just like you do exactly what we're talking about right now, you do kind of see those inconsistencies.
Yep,
it's just like,
and he's even different in the movies where he teams up with, like in Avengers movies.
Yeah,
and that's another point I'm gonna make. Joss Whedon was actually. Here we go. I already know. Relax. That's his Tiago Splitter.
Don't ever mention his name again.
Yo, Joss Whedon came in to film the post-credit scene for Thor, which was Loki in the Shield base in Project Pegasus. Joss Whedon wrote the dialogue and all that for that scene and stuff. So
what scene?
What?
Post-credit scene.
The post-credit scene for Thor.
Did you not watch the post-credit scene, Brian?
That's a lot of dialogue, man.
Oh.
Good thing they got him to do that. What the fuck?
That's so weird. Like they're like, "Yo, Josh, do you mind coming in for a post-credit scene?"
It's just it's because like while they were doing that, they were shooting Avengers at the same time.
It's because he can't handle a big responsibility.
Oh my god, yo!
I'm kidding.
I need to stop.
I'm kidding.
What? But the thing is, like going back to what we were talking about in terms of the inconsistencies and just every creator wants to tell their.
What did that say?
Eat my ass. For those listening, Mark just put up a note that said "eat my ass." That's why I'm saying it. I'm not just saying it to say it. I mean, sometimes I would just say it to say it, but this is not one of those times. But no, like I feel like as a creative, it's you want to have your own take on these characters, and then to have to come into a project that's already been built up, you as I mean, and again, like I said, they did a great job, but it's like I felt like, what if? Think about it. What if YTT came in and was um, what if he was the one that directed the first movie? How different Thor's
Oh,
whole
it would have
character
been
arc
Yeah,
it would
but
have been completely different. Yeah,
comedy
it would
central.
yeah, he would have been a complete joke, like throughout the MCU.
yeah.
It's true, and it's like I wonder if
what are you laughing at?
Nah, because this nigga
He's
Brian keeps
fucking-
farting, bro. Like it's just like I want to go to sleep too, guys. I'm like my body's aching.
Man's got coronavirus. Man.
But yeah, keep going, Junior. What happened?
But no, yeah, like to me, it's just like even though they did what they had to do and what they could do with the character, I feel like part of what we discussed in the beginning of him still not finding his identity also has to do with a lot of behind the scenes of just different
Directors, yeah.
Yeah,
And like we don't know how we want to go with Thor, and that's all right.
exactly.
That's fine.
Yeah,
I'm not complaining about it, but I'm just saying like, what if they kept the same director for all three movies, or what if, the Russo brothers decided to go one route with him in one of the Avengers movies?
yeah.
A lot of different possibilities.
The only series of films that in every MCU in the MCU catalog that has the most consistent directors is basically the Russos. That's it. The
Civil
Russos,
War,
the Russos,
Civil War, and Endgame, right?
no,
And Winter Soldier.
and Winter Soldier, and then you have
I think Captain America series, his trilogy is the most consistent out of
yeah
him and Iron Man's.
because they have the
I'm
same
surprised
writers.
Ariel
throughout.
agreed.
Him
I
and
thought you
Iron
would say it was
Man.
Iron Man's.
Him and Iron Man's are the most.
No,
consistent.
I still like Iron Man's better. Fuck Cap.
No,
right?
I'm just saying consistency.
We can discuss that.
Nah, I mean
at another day, on another day.
on another day, fine. But it's lit to see that there could it's lit to see, and also sucks to see the potential that was just there, and it's just
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, whatever. But yeah, like some more things about that I got from the director's commentary was that some of Odin's past, and also what's revealed in Ragnarok was teased when Laufey like when he talks to him, like when he comes to Jotunheim, like to save Thor and all them.
Yeah.
And Laufey tells him, he was like, "Oh, you look weary," like, and he's and Odin is like, "Oh, like I don't want war, like we don't need this," and he's like, "Oh, like," and Laufey basically says like, "This is normal to you, like you did all this,
Right.
like this is normal to you." So I like how that pays off later on, and I think that's cool that they mentioned that. What else?
I was looking for some hint of Hela when he was.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I was like looking for anything, but I didn't see anything.
Yeah. I mean,
Yo,
Kinda like
why
the
is
Doctor.
Loki not a fucking giant?
what do you mean?
He's a little puny guy.
That's Odin explains that. He says he was a runt, like he was basically the runt of a frost giant. Like he's basically born a deformity because he was normal sized and not.
But
like
how
the
come
frost
he
giants.
doesn't look? How come he's also not blue? Like that, I didn't understand.
There was a scene
because
that
he was brought up. He was brought up with.
Yeah, but
And
like
he
why?
was raised. He was raised by a witch, dude. Frigga is a witch, Thor's mom, and she taught him his ways, like in terms of how to use magic to conceal himself.
Frigga.
But you know what's crazy?
Is it Frigga or Frida?
It's
Frigga?
Frigga.
It's Frida.
It's Frigga.
It's Frigga.
Frigga.
Yeah, and that's why we
Frigga
have
duck.
Friday. That's why we have Friday and Thursday. Thor and Frigga.
Excuse me? Fuck did you just say to me?
The director, he mentioned that he was
Thursday
like
and Friday.
Thursday is named after Thor. Friday is named after Frigga. So,
Got
yeah.
you.
But
I was like, why the fuck are we
The
talking
more you
about
know.
every week?
the more you know. What else? He explained that in test screenings, people wanted like when they like another sidebar about test screenings when they go for reshoots, which are normal. They do test screenings with the cast and crew's friends and family to keep it close, so like nothing gets out.
Right.
So if a test screening, the audience responds positively, they go ahead without reshoots. If they respond with mixed feelings, they go, "Oh, I think you should redo that," and all that. So the audience was reacting very well to the chemistry between Thor and Loki, so they shot some more scenes, I think, with them and all that. And and the last thing I'm gonna mention that I got from it was how Chris Hemsworth got the role, which is pretty lit. So they spent, I think, a year and a half or something casting, like getting people from all over the world, including Tom Hiddleston, who auditioned for Thor as well. But they ended up,
Yeah.
yeah,
You never seen the footage, Junior?
yeah. There's footage of him
Oh,
auditioning for Thor.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And and apparently for Chris Hemsworth audition, bro, Chris pulled up late, no script, so he didn't rehearse anything. And
I mean, he had to have rehearsed something.
it was just a bad audition the first time around. And then like for some reason the director was like, nah, I think he needs a second chance. Like there's something here that we can
That's
work
something
with.
Thor would do.
Yeah, right? Like so Chris Hemsworth came back again for a second audition and they were like, yo, you're Thor. Like you got it. You can be serious when it's time to be serious. You can be funny when it's time to be funny, and you can sell that properly. And that's why the director like wanted him on, and Kevin, the rest is history.
Wow.
So, after watching this again after so many years, I'm like, yo, we gotta really appreciate anything that's coming out solely for the reason that it's coming out. Because remember, this is back in 2011 where we got Green Lantern. But we got Green Lantern, we got Cap, the first Avenger. Like we got a bunch of stuff in terms of comic book wise that studios didn't know was gonna become what it's gonna become. So it's just cool to see like how shit was before like shit got
Before
crazy.
it is now, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. And I just enjoyed it again. So y'all bugging, this is heat.
Y'all bugging, this is he. I'm with
2v2.
Yeah, so but yeah, that's all I got. I mean, I just think that going forward, Taika continues the consistency, at least of Thor's arc, somewhat. I know you got your feelings about that, JB, but I mean, no importa.
So he recently commented that, or someone recently commented, I think it was Hemsworth, that it felt like a kindergartner wrote the script.
That's
The
Ooh.
Do you know the context that he said that in? Because I mean, when I read the sentence, he said, "There's so much in this movie. It's almost like literally it's like the studio just said, yes, you can have all of that in the movie."
Okay.
So
right.
that's how I interpret it.
I want to take it like that as well. Like I want to take
Me
it from that
too.
perspective.
I hope that's the case.
Because the second I start laughing in that movie theater, I'm out. I'm leaving. The second a joke, I'm out.
So all right. So then, how come you laughed a couple times when you're watching this story?
Joking.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, obviously you like the humor in this one than you did in.
Yeah, it's just when it's too much, it's like, okay. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
funny,
like,
but it's like
I accepted Ragnarok while I was watching Ragnarok. Like with the first scene with him like just spinning on the chains, I'm like, okay, this is a comedy. I'm like, all right, let me sit back, relax, and have a laugh.
Well,
so
look,
I'm not expecting anything different from this one. And back to our points, how we're and Taika's gonna be the first one to do back to back Thor movies.
Yeah.
And Thor is the only one that's having a fourth movie
out of the OG 6. Yep.
So good for Thor, and hopefully he's also in Guardians 3. Yo, that man is just
my guy Chris is out here working.
My Marvel check's still out here. Like
no, but it's cool to also see how the arc changes so much, like in terms of tones of the films. So I'm just gonna like leave us with this. I'm gonna preface the next movie.
Okay. Oh,
they try to go the next movie. The reason they got a Game of Thrones director is because they wanted to get a bit more serious and not be cheesy with it.
So they went from minor cheesy, too dark, super cheesy.
And now also I think that if anything they saved the Thor character with bringing Taika in, because clearly if he didn't, the first Thor movie got mixed reviews, obviously, which is why we're talking about it. The second one, the same deal. And I guess
Those
Marvel
were ratings.
Studios, I think people were just like, yo, like what do we do? Like we need to spice this up. So that's why when they first promoted Ragnarok, it looks serious aesthetically from the logo alone. If you look it up, the old logo from Comic Con, you're like, oh shit, there's gonna be some crazy shit.
Right.
Suicide Squad vibes.
Exactly. Like Suicide Squad at first was dark, and then we get Rainbow Neon Park at the end. Like it's crazy. But the thing is that again, like overall, the second Thor movie, again, another one that had potential, but they just dropped the ball because I'm telling you right now, any scene on like same thing with this movie. Any scene on Asgard, I care about what's going on. Any scene on Earth, I mean, no importa, man. Like for real, like I don't
Wow.
care.
Okay.
I don't care. Like again,
So-
like and also Thor's Rogues Gallery isn't really that crazy.
That's
So
true.
it's also like the source material is also at fault here in a sense because all he really has is Loki, some other Asgardian myth like gods and threats and stuff and all that. But like, how often are you gonna go? Oh, here's the monster of the week. Like you can't really do that with a Thor movie, which is why I think they had to go crazy because if you're already in outer space, might as well take advantage of it. And that's what Taika did. And like unfortunately with the Dark World, all it really did was just set up Age of Ultron and Endgame and Infinity War. That's the Dark World is basically a TV episode. That's what I want y'all to treat it as.
So what you're saying is we shouldn't treat it as its own movie. We should treat it as just a connective tissue to the rest of the universe.
Pretty much, that's all it is. Like
That's
Thor,
garbage. That's
Thor-
absolute garbage.
Filler.
Thor,
Filler.
the Dark
I feel
World
like I'm gonna
is
be the
filler.
only one that likes it.
No, I like it. I do
Oh,
like it.
I haven't gone through it, so I can't tell you if I like it or not.
Like I like.
First time I watched it was with your bum ass phone.
No, that one was unfair. I just had gotten off the plane. I was jet lagged. I was like, so that's not my fault. The one on the plane ride, that's my fault. I knocked out.
I did like this story.
I need to not watch it while something to do with planes, getting off one, being on one. I just need to watch it in my own like
A
little.
plane's gonna fly over his
Nah,
house.
but
Nah.
and,
Oh,
look,
flashback.
and to be honest with y'all, this is the only MCU movie that I missed in theaters.
Yeah.
Baby, you're
Every
fake.
single MCU movie in theaters.
That's the only one I missed because I had
Wow,
to
they
like.
started paying you that early. Wow.
Actually, yeah, it's been pretty going on 10 years.
He took a PTO day that day.
Yeah,
right.
BTO day. I took a sick day.
Junior, and Ariel, I want at least 10% of your checks, please. Help me out.
He's
But so that means
My ass.
Ariel. Back to your point in
What's
Thor
up?
4, Christian Bale's villain needs to be like top notch.
Of course, he has his like. That's what I'm saying. Like the stakes are even higher now because this is being marketed as the fourth Thor, but also bringing in new characters and also setting a new arc of storylines.
I think
So-
what they're doing is, especially with the whole Jane Foster becoming, Thor,
Yeah,
is just I feel like this should be the last Thor movie.
it will for
Right.
sure. He'll
'Cause
be a
I'm just
side
like,
character if anything going forward.
Exactly. Like if we're gonna have him riding with the Guardians, because the Guardians are traveling the whole galaxy and they're gonna be dealing with bigger threats,
And also, they're gonna be just
Like-
getting into
like
shit.
Thor level threats.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
But then
Um,
Thor's just gonna take over. Like, what the fuck is the rest of the Guardians even needing?
yeah, like
for?
if it's like Thor level, none of them.
Well,
nobody else
remember,
can help.
No, they
according
can help
according
him.
to James Gunn, people gonna die in part 3. So the roster is always changing. That's what
So
It's
happens.
gonna, it's gonna be
someone
Groot.
someone
It's gonna be
commented-
Groot again, and then he's
Someone
gonna grow
commented
back.
on that. They were like the villain. I was like, facts. Like James Gunn was like, "Yo, I told you I wasn't lying. Somebody was gonna die, right?
Yeah,
I didn't say it was one of the members. Like,
he died of laughter, guys.
Oh my god!
it
He
was
died
Sylvester
from the
Stallone's
dance-off.
character. It was Sylvester Stallone's character, like off screen. They asked James Gunn after the movie. They're like, "Yo, didn't you say one of the main cast members was gonna die?" He's like, "No, I
Said
said someone was gonna die, and Sylvester Stallone's character died off screen."
Imagine we have to sign like a waiver before we go in. Like, yo, you cannot be fake outraged on the internet before. So stupid.
But so, can we all agree on something?
What?
Mm.
Infinity War Thor was by far the best Thor.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
I thought Infinity War and Endgame Thor were great Thors.
Yeah, I agree with Ariel.
So hold that from the back, cuz.
So hold that from the back. I bet. So never mind. We can't all agree on that.
2v2.
So much
again.
for that.
Today's been 2v2 all
I
around.
know. It's just been 2v2 all day.
This is the first one.
I know.
So props to that. Thor has got us divided.
Play the 13, win by 2.
That was not gonna work out.
Well,
We needed like a
A counter.
we need a counter. Oh, well, that's why you have like y'all have siblings at home.
I'll be like, yo, who was the best version of Thor was the best?
Imagine you press your sister like, yo, right now.
You just grab her, start like, which
Oh
one?
my God.
Tell me now.
Sorry,
Like, stay in Infinity War.
Jesus Christ.
Bro,
Nah,
call your
I'm
sister
pressing
right now.
buttons.
Call your sister right now. Ask her.
Nah,
Wait,
she's gonna end up roasting me, bro.
Hold on.
She's gonna be like, you didn't watch the
I'm gonna
dishes.
FaceTime my sister. Hold on. FaceTime Laurel Land's sister.
Oh my god.
Nah, cause like back when me and Brian used to watch Arrow, like she used to resemble my sister OD.
Odie.
Hey, which is the best version of Thor and why? Like which version, like Thor 1, Thor 2, Thor 3, or Infinity War or Endgame?
Like, I don't
Like,
give a
which was
fuck.
the
She's
best?
like, I don't give a fuck about
where
this
he
shit.
was like dope. Where you were like, yo, this is that dude.
Infinity War?
Yeah.
Oh.
What about Endgame?
Yo, come on.
What'd you think of him in Endgame?
Huh?
What'd you think of him in Endgame?
She forgot he was in the movie.
You didn't like it, right? Yeah, that's why.
Oh, that's not even fair. You just coerced
That's
her
why I
into
still
saying that.
that's why I still put a roof over her head. You feel me? She
Oh my god.
Did you just bang it on her?
yeah. That's why I hung up on her without saying bye. Like,
All right.
I put the food on her plate. Infinity War Thor.
Oh god.
No, y'all not gonna sit here and tell me when when all the Avengers was getting clapped, right?
Uh-huh.
And
Bro,
then,
we're not saying he wasn't
We're
good.
not saying he wasn't good.
God,
and then
you're fucking fried.
Bifrost, and then Bifrost, and then he didn't even show
And then
he didn't even show up. He was in mid transition. He's like, hey yo, and he just sends fucking forgot what that shit's called. It's not Mjolnir, but the other
Stormbreaker.
joint, Stormbreaker. Changed the name. Slaps everybody, and then he catches it, and then Hulk's like, yo. Like even Hulk knew it because why? Because he was there. He saw what happened to Ragnarok. He's like, yo, this man about to. You don't need us. We could go. We could. Bruce Banner should have deadass been like, yo, we could all deadass just leave. Thor's got this because he's clapping everybody. And then
Honestly,
Endgame,
I would.
he
Yeah.
could barely
okay.
handle Thanos.
Nah, yo. If I had to rate it, it would be Infinity War, and then actually Ragnarok, and then Endgame.
So what's up for discussion then?
so it should be 3v1.
Yo, is Thor your boy? Is Thor your man's?
Who?
Me?
Junior, yeah.
Bro, I told everybody this. After, like, he was like down here because I couldn't get past the second movie.
Okay.
He was real down here. After Infinity War, bro, I said Cap, Thor. Like,
Where's Iron Man? The fuck?
he's right there.
He's right there.
Wow.
Nah, so Thor is your man's. Thor is your man's.
Like, yeah, like that's my that's my guy. Like,
That's my guy.
bro, and then, I was like, yo, like he about to kill an Endgame, and then when I see, I was like, yo,
Saying Thor is your man's, it sounds so crazy.
I am Thor.
I am his man's.
He is with me.
I, the
My
mighty
man.
Thor, do confirm that he
That-
is my man's.
that's
I'm off on that one.
that's the name of the episode right there.
Bro.
Odin
the
son,
name
man
of
of
it.
Junior.
Thor is my
Thor,
man's.
Thor the Dark World next week. I cannot wait.
Yes.
All right,
I'm done.
guys.
I got nothing else
Oh,
to
that's
say.
it. You got
Follow-
nothing else?
I'm at 97%, so I'm definitely
Oh.
I'm definitely staying on for the outro. We got a website up. Imagine just watching just
Yeah.
crashes. Chillinwithvillains.com. It's still in the works. So if you see like a couple nudes up in there,
Link in the description below.
still working on it. I'm still working. I'm still tweaking a couple things. I had to add those in as fillers. You know, that's what they told me to do. But no, all seriousness, chillinwithvillains.com, at Comic Guides on Instagram, and subscribe to us on YouTube. You can
Yes, sir.
watch the video. If not, continue listening to us on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Music, Google Podcasts,
Etc.
Podcast for Women, Google Cast. Just start listing all the fucking
We
providers.
everywhere, my guy.
We out.